때려버려 때려버려.
고민되는 거는 무조건 필요하고 그냥 확실히 그냥 고쳐시키면 돼.
두 개만 날리면은 되게
이번 엔드만 보내줘도 끝나.
그치 그치.
Keep it easy, easy shots.
지금 점차가 워낙 많아서
And my wife
세게 못 때려.
sent
그래서
this.
우리 거
Toronto.
눈 왔네. 스노우.
스노우?
Yeah.
取ってもらってセンター乗せてもらわんと多分俺ら何もできなくなっちゃってる。点差もちょっとぐらいとかでビッグとか相手センターに乗せたからやられちゃうから。
とりあえずね、幅はね、勝手に広げたの。でも同じとこ行ってんだよ。だから石なのかちょっとわかんない。
4-2. Our numbers very lopsided. Obviously, the misses in the first. 9-3 the score, no stolen points. Korea 88% overall to 74 for Japan. Japan also 74 on their draws to 83 for Korea. 92% on Korea's hits. And Japan 75% for their hits in this game. 6 in the first, and it's been Korea going to try and hit a little bit more here as we start the second half of the game. Welcome you back inside the IWC Arena, the LGT World Men's Curling Championship 2024. 6 in the first, as Korea did everything and then capitalized on Japan's mistakes. Being able to play defense as they look for win number 1. Luke Coley along with Alan Chalmers. Score 6 in the first. I like your chances of winning the game.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see the stats on that one. But at this level, it's almost unheard of. But it wasn't so much that Korea came out hot, but Japan came out cold. Missed draws, they hit the wrong side of a stone.
Those Reds just kept adding up in the rings. If there wasn't that yellow in the back, it would have been a potential 8. The biggest ends before that were just a 4 score.
Yeah, just one of those sort of perfect storm. Rude and really sort of taking a bit of the tension out of the game. We know that Japan are having to work hard, and really, I guess the game is really more or less done. Assuming it does get concluded, the second end, Japan did have a cross house for 3 back. We had a 3-point game with 8 to go. Missed it by a fraction, only scored the 1. And apart from a very good stone in 2 to tap back, 3 to tap back, not been very much else.
Well, no problem. That first one in. This next one will go in as well. 85%. Song Jihoon. Strick in Edmonton, my hometown, and place is full. Come out. Germany's trying to hold them and quiet them down. And Canada strikes for 4 in the first, and it was all over after that.
Yeah, take all the tension out of the game, really. It's then probably just a practice session.
88%. Good numbers at the lead spot. TSURUGA, Sota. They're going to try and get these guards. You force so many things after that. And those, seen Japan, you try and play the freezes, and you have to be absolutely perfect. There is 0 room for error, especially the way these guys can hit.
Yeah. Olympic final, 14, I think. Jacobs took a 5 from David Murdoch pretty early.
Yeah, and it's games. Just a formality of the minimum number that you have to play.
Yep, so we will have to play 6. This is 6.
Lee Ki-bok at 85% on the game, just below his tournament numbers. The alternate in his 5th game. Japan trying to give himself a chance at 3.
Did have a chance coming this direction. They got stones in good positions.
We are on sheet A of the 4 games in play. Of course, the crowd is all eyes on sheet D. Large Swiss fan contingent cheering him on, and also there's a pretty good crew of Italian fans cheering on them, who they're going head to head with one another right now.
Yep.
80% Nakahara Asei.
Stadium's about 80% full, which is excellent for, well, I've lost track of days. What is it?
Day 6?
Day 6. It's Thursday afternoon. Good crowd in.
Okay.
Trying to find a way to get stones in there, open things up as well. Peels will start.
그냥 얇아서 하나 떼봐도 괜찮은데.
Peels it across the top of the other yellow. Hoping maybe to clip that in the process.
많이 지나갔냐?
Japan just have to just keep playing draws. I think there's time to hit later, get stones in play.
Japan's only playing 4 hits in this entire game, obviously. The first, you get down, and then you're not going to have a chance.
Sure. Korea just really need to keep concentrating. That's maybe their biggest battle. Nice draw, come around. Not quite fully hidden, so Korea definitely can come chasing.
상관없어. 아니면 인턴 짧게 잡고 롤도 괜찮잖아. 좋아. 이것도 괜찮아. 정에서 살짝 한쪽 좋아.
Still going to take the guard though. I think they know that keeping Japan to a low score is probably going to be enough.
Well, they'll actually kick that one underneath. We'll see Czechia leading 6-2. They got that big 4 against Norway in the 6th end of that game.
That's Ramsfeld. Can make a little bit of a comeback if he can get swept around this last second stone. Very nice, just makes it the right weight, curls enough. Norway, who will score 2. They'll cut the gap, but they'll be 2 down without 4 ends to play. Vital they scored something back there.
Well, Norway needs a win there at 4 and 5. They also made a lineup change there. Alternate Wilhelm Nace into the lineup for Bendik Ramsfeld. So that one has that one open back of the button, and it looks like Korea will make a play on that one. Trying to get to it, and they flirted with that top one. They get by their own, and Korea will lie 3. Three stones remaining for Japan in the end, and you want to be able to try and maybe bring that back one into play.
Maybe make a play on the first 2, but try and keep your shooter in front or partially covered by the yellow to the side. Very difficult. Very difficult to make something happen without actually removing all the red. You know, you can make a triple on this, but then everything's so open. So just trying to play quiet way through the gap, hopefully just curl enough at the end to roll to the logo. Abe Shinya saw good numbers from the front end, but just drop off 65. Off on, and will make the little roll to the wing, and will sit hidden. I think that's almost as good as he could have done. Actually rolled under the guard, but still remained lying shot.
Let's look in Switzerland with the hammer taking on Italy. 4-2 Italy lead, last to the 6th end.
Yeah, this time Benoit has most sighting of a yellow in the top of the forefoot. He can get around the guard and bump it. There will be a 2 score. Holds the line, makes it now. Gets enough. That reaction tells you exactly what you need to know. Switzerland have scored 2. They level the game 4-all after 6.
And right next to them, the United States 4-2 up on Germany. Last stone of the 6th end.
Yeah, facing 3 counters, all 2 of them very well hidden. Mark Miskadovitz looking to play quite a complicated shot, wants to come in off a winger and land plumb in the 1 foot. Just hits it a little thin. Oh, makes contact. Live second shot, good shot. Keeps himself in the game, but they will be 4-2 down now. 4 ends to go.
And USA has to win that game. They're at 4 and 5. Germany 6 and 3. Norway also need to win their game at 4 and 5, and then have the US win theirs to keep any chances of the playoffs alive. That yellow stuck around on the run back, so the double to lie 3. Make the double, and then shooter just rolls off to the side. So there's 3 yellow in there.
이거 2개? 안쪽으로 일단 가야겠다. 오케이. 이거 보다가 그냥 얇으면 이거 캐치도 괜찮아.
3 doesn't kill Korea at this point, but you don't want to give Japan any life.
Yeah, I think
아웃 놓을 거면은 조금 은근히 얇게 맞아야 돼.
all 3 of them are open for hitting.
오케이.
If you
아니야,
hit this one
그냥
fire
그대로
the brush towards the yellow, 2 will go
여기 좋아 보이네.
Possibly even
탈타독성
3.
괜찮아요?
두 개만 딱 보자.
相手のワンストロックで3まで持ってたらこのエンダー良くなったんじゃないか、今いいとこ当たったわ。
Trying to make the double. They'd love to lift this.
Yep.
1, 2, and shooter, where does it roll? Goes all the way over the top, but a really good effort. Gets the 2 out.
To make sure that the third would have been a
Yep.
nice little bonus, but really this shorter double had to be made. Very close, but it spills through.
So into the paint, Shimizu Tetsuro make this a 4-point game. They were able to score 2 in the 4th, trying to do again so in 6. They will guide this one in, so 2 points there. Makes it 9-5 after 6 ends. Korea has the hammer back. Well, Japan will have to go into steal mode in this one.
いつの間にか押してはいるけどそんなに、ちょっとない押してるからまあ決められない。
Well, the slow climb has started for Japan. They're trying to get higher and higher on the mountains, but they trail 9-5. They've given up the hammer. Korea try and hold off. Play some defense now as we play the 7th end. Really don't need to score anymore, just avoid a steal.
Yeah, that's right. They'll try and keep this fairly simple. I said before, this is both teams' only game of the day. Argument could be that you don't want to burn too much mental energy on this. On a game that's going to be really tough to win. You are only in the World Championships very few times. You might want as much ice time as you can get.
Well, Japan will have to pull out all the stops. The second guard out in front. Well, they get that one right to the center line. Almost make those left to right hand turns after they cross the hog line.
Again, Korea Giving Japan a little bit of a gift by not getting their draw far enough into the rings.
Well, for Korea with the lead for most of this game after, I should say actually, ever since the first end, scoring that 6. You gotta stay focused yourself. Sometimes you can relax a little bit. Okay, we're probably gonna get our first win. Still gotta finish this one out.
Yeah, still got to cross the line.
오케이. 자.
많이 줄여야 될 것 같은데요?
조금 더 차야 될 것 같아.
It's a lot of cover. Japan having to play quite difficult finesse shots. You know, the draw around looks in a normal game you would just draw around the back of all those guards. This time having to call the freeze on the red that just played creates some amount of difficulty.
Just trying to move it back. It goes just to the side of the button. So we see the standings right now. 2 teams qualified. Sweden and Canada are off this session, but Scotland 7-2 is right behind them. Switzerland right now taking on Italy at 6-3. That's a big game. But also Germany at 6-3. They're trailing the U.S. right now, so that would keep the U.S. in any chance alive, because they also need to hold that tiebreaker over the Germans if they need to have an opportunity to get in the playoffs. Touch that second one. Goes a long ways with that speed for Lee Ki-bok.
No guards out front though. That's what Korea want.
알겠어요. 맞아 맞아. 한 마리 소리가 적응하고. 야, 너무 나야.
Runs on it a little too far, but it is a guard.
스웨터. 오케이. 왜?
만약에 저거 싱글필이면 되게 얇아야 돼. 기보가 한 4분의 1, 5분의 1 맞아야 돼.
이렇게는 안 되나? 기보가 3분의 1보다 두꺼우면 안 돼. 이렇게는 안 돼요? 이렇게는 안 돼?
이거에 무조건 캐치되긴 해. 근데 어차피 하나만 열리는 거면 상관없긴 한데.
진짜 얇아야 돼.
이거 진짜
기보가
얇아.
괜찮아. 그냥 보고 차. 괜찮아.
Just got to be a little careful here. The yellow is quite close to that red.
4분의 1, 5분의 1?
Yeah, I thought they might play it the other way to try and get some of the other yellows moving.
I would be more comfortable with that, I think.
Yep. Yep. Go. Yep. 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 Go. Yep. 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 Yep.
Okay.
So they'll pick it clean. Probably better than they ended up touching that red one.
시작 기보.
Chance just to move the yellow one forward a little.
So there's a few stones here. What does Japan hide around? You got a first or third stone's probably still maybe guard a little bit, even though you're not shot.
I think they're just looking at maybe just coming in and facing the yellow. Bump it a little.
9バックライン。
リン。
ちょっと早いな、ちょっと早いな。9バックライン。バック。
I'll tap it back. It's another one in the forefoot, but again, doesn't get shot stone out of it.
재민지.
야 넣어주면 될 것 같아.
오케이.
영사 넣어도 돼.
야, 미니멈 줘.
약간 바깥 느낌도 괜찮아.
You can see all of this red. Not the red. You can see all of this yellow.
That should go over the top. It's a little bit higher, that second yellow.
Yeah, I think so. That's the plan. Hit it off to the wing. Take out the one behind it on the way.
Well, and sticks it in. Again, more you leave that around, the chance there still is to make something.
95?
Planted it right into the one on the forefoot.
入れるの難しくないですか？
Rolls the top button. It is Korea that still lie, but if they ever make a play of this to lie themselves behind some cover, the steal might be on. If the steal's on, then the game is
同じぐらいは
just clinging on.
ちょっと使ってないから13半
今 12.8 だから
今の
12.8
黄色割って黄色の前に飛ばす感じでこれはこれで外でちょっと重いだろうなだいぶ重いと思う今 12.8 って言ってたから同じかもうちょっとちょっと狭めるか
Judging by the ice they're taking it.
Let's see what's going on. 6-4 Czechia leading Norway. Looks like that red one just slightly open. Try and pick out for Lukas Klima.
You can't see much of that though. But, guard out front, but there seems to be a lot of yellows surrounding it. So if he can make contact and move it at all, it's going to be big end. It's so precise.
Catch it thin. If you make contact, there's 2 or 3 that come into
Any
play.
contact, if he makes the red go away, jams it, leaves 2. Had to be a little thinner, but given how little you can see, that's an excellent shot. They score 2 and open up the 4-point gap once again after 7.
형 3개 앞에 거 3개는 못 때리나?
이거 괜찮다. 근데 만약에 이거 어차피 잼 날려면 진짜 해봐야 되잖아. 그냥 2개 슬래시 보고 안 돼도 어차피 다음에 쓸 수 있어. 쓸 수 있어. 괜찮을 것 같은데? 가자. 동덕이. 형 괜찮아.
도 괜찮아 지금.
형 난 이거.
앞서 거 포지션 너무 좋아서. 반 좋아 반.
좀 가까운 것 같아.
After I was trying to go thin yellow onto that back one, they ended up missing it altogether.
Yeah, just to tap another one in there. He might have been able to move the shot stone and lie 2, but had to be very thin and actually missed it on the wide side.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Whoa.
Now, the same one, try and go yellow onto yellow, and it is perfect. Picks it right off the face.
Beautiful shot, and he's absolutely snuffed out any chance, I think. 2 stones to come from Japan. Both have got to be so good, and there's going to be reds to run into the pack if need be. That was perfect. See again, just got the angles perfectly, clicked it off the top of the 1 foot.
13半であれですか何が一番使うんですかもうポンって開くのは絶対大丈夫ですよね
ただハウスの位置によりは奥に行かない
そうですよね
Assume a weight discussion on this side of the sheet.
はいお願いします
9時でどの9時で遊ぶ
Try and freeze the one, maybe a little bump on the button.
はいじゃあ
8.
8
find the line, the button is mostly open, so if you can
8ちょっと
get the line right and just bump it maybe 1 centimeter.
まだ8だよ8だよ
ナイスナイスお投げ投げ投げ投げ投げ投げ投げ投げ投げ投げ投げ
Well, they won't tap it. They'll push it but roll away. I think at this stage then now, you know, if you make a nose hit, maybe even a little roll. There's not a whole lot Japan can play.
No, Park Jongduk can really kill this off. If he rolls half a stone onto button, I don't see what Japan have. And
여기 어떤 적어 보이진 않는데 여기? 여기 10이 어때? 나 적어 보이진 않는데 여기?
난 좀 적어 보여.
좀 더? 근데 좀 아까 생각보다 좀 더 잘 오긴 했는데 형 거. 오케이.
약간 밖으로만
정타까지 괜찮으니까.
오케이.
지금 많이 던지는 거 기억나는 건다. 치는 거.
taking quite a bit of ice.
풀밖에 없었어. 불러치는 나쁘지 않아 보이네요. 여기서 미안한데 하나만 줄여도.
그러면 똑같아.
오케이 거기 괜찮다. 막 가이스 막 다르고 그러진 않을 것 같습니다.
Playing this,
12.
worst case is push this one out, roll away. Get rid of the yellow.
Yeah, you can come around the guard. Lots of room. You don't need to be too cute on this.
12.
와우 클린.
Yep.
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 Yes.
헐.
Yep.
헐.
whoa.
Well, that was the way you did not want to miss that. Now, all of a sudden, Japan can protect it and bring another one in.
핸들 좀 쏘고.
Yeah, you could have taken tight ice and thrown a bomb at that one if you wanted to. Just get it away. It didn't need to be, as I say, too cute.
저는 좀 소프트하게 봐.
이거 엄청 잘 됐는데?
근데 여기 더 잡아야 돼요. 너무 적어. 더 잡았어.
どうせ1個出されたらガードの方がいいか
これいいけどこっちからです。
これかこれか
もう多分簡単じゃないけど。
結構
ヒットの方がね。
Just trying to find the most difficult place to put this.
Well, it's a point of the game where you're going to need a miss from your opponent.
1点取ってもって感じはするよね
And you've come sit on the corner, love the mistake to give you a steal of 2.
もうフリーズになっていいと思うよ
ガンといけないよ。
内側でいければ最高これでも終わりがいいと思うんだよ
そうだね。
赤押すのはダメですもんね。
赤を押しすぎたくはない
Put it round about where the crown and the logo is.
今よりは多分滑りますね。今のでも
Tricky to remove.
13なんか14くらいでもいきそうな伸び方なんですよね。
They were talking maybe come
今の
just
感じだ
down
と13
the back end of the L.
13半。いくと思いますね。
Could have been much simpler. There was a hit to live 4 possibly on the previous shot.
楽屋が入れたなるまでは欲しいよ
All the way there, and they will crash on the front, end up playing the guard.
Get away with a little underthrown, but the guard ricochet saved them, so covers the shot stone.
로드 왔다가 이거 걸리면 이게 더 안전하긴 해. 네. 일로 볼게. 오케이.
多分そしたら幅が合わんくなっちゃった
약간 여기서 반?
네. 반보다 얇으면 캐치까지밖에 안 될 것 같아.
So last shot of the 7th end, a 4-point lead, and make this score a couple more on what might be the clincher.
Yeah, I feel if he makes the double takeout, he's very close to scoring 4. He's got a catcher. Anywhere across the face would be the safe option.
Park Jongduk.
헐!
Very wide. Try and catch this one across the top and will miss it. And there's a steal Japan needs. 1 point closer. 9-6. After 7 ends, Japan has their hopes still alive.
同じだ。
24. Japan gets a steal. They didn't make their last as well as they could have, but Korea just couldn't make that final stone. Steal of 1 and a 9-6 game. We played the 8th end. Japan again go all out. They've inched back. They've got within 3.
Yeah, I think those 2 last stones by Park Jongduk, those stones to get you over the line are sometimes the hardest ones.
There's one, goes behind the tee line. Momentum, Japan's favor. Score a 2, get a steal. Get these guards out in front. TSURUGA Sota.
あ
Well, that's an important one now to be in front of the tee line going this one.
Yeah, just exactly what I was about to say. You threw your first one behind the tee. You've got to make sure this one's in front. Some might say it's a little too short.
It leaves that that button open.
첫 번째 거에 비해서는 좀 약하긴 한데.
Comparison of the leads. TSURUGA 91%, Song Jihoon 86.
Big shot on the next door sheet, makes it a little noisy. Perfect weight, but just doesn't get the right amount of curl.
Do have a little bit of a wall built up. That might be the one nice thing for Japan. Leaky Buck, 88%. Nakahara, Asei, 82.
Cut across the face of the yellow onto the second yellow.
We'll get the top one. Again, Korea hasn't been in this position much, if at all, at any point this late in the game. How do you defend? You're not used to it. Haven't had that chance. And then you start feeling the pressure.
Such a large lead so early in the game. Very difficult just to keep that concentration up. You think you just need to score one more time here, and I'm going to win the game.
Trying to score again is Norway, trailing 8-4 to Czechia, and it looks like it is shot stone for Norway.
Yep, they lie one into the 4 foot would score them the 2. Just looking for the 4 foot weight. Super seem relaxed about it, just guiding it in now. It's going to score them 2. Yeah, they score 2. They shut the gap down to 8-6. 2 ends to play.
Well, Norway's going to have to start stealing in that one. Done their job with the hammer, now you got to go without. The double peel. Try to get it off to the side, maybe give him access with that turn.
Oh, an attempt there, they could have done with the red going a little bit further, but it's opened up the centre.
만약에 따당 맞고 안 촉가려면 한 4분의 1.
Well, we are in the 8th end. These teams, obviously a lot of stones in early, a lot of discussions. Both getting a little bit down on their time clocks coming in. They're both under 7 minutes starting this 8th end. And you like to have about 3 minutes an end.
Yep, that's, it is a little tight. You would have thought that it would only been Japan that were having to do much thinking, really. Because Japan have been pounding so many stones in and Korea having to take it on as a heading exercise.
앞에. 뒤에 거까지야?
Guard's just run a little close. Might be able to spill the yellow, the red, and top of the 12 foot. I think perhaps having something behind would go. Doesn't matter which colour.
Gets rid of that one.
이제 하나 들어야 될 것 같은데? 그냥 형 뒤에 거 보지. 근데 들어야 될 것 같은데 하나가? 아니 방금 옆에 거. 아, 2개? 거의 있다가 뭐 이까이 짜요, 네. 뭐 이까자. 오케이.
Well, Yeongseok 86% to 66 for Abe Shinya.
Yeah, big difference in that first half. Abe Shinya was really struggling to find draw weight. Occasionally light, occasionally heavy. It wasn't like there was any pattern in his error. It was just all over the shop.
So this guard a little bit higher. Well, Korea knows they don't want this to keep going any further. They want to call the timeout, and especially save some time. But they're at 5:33 on their time clock. Japan, not any better. They're worse at 5:20.
이거 괜찮지 않나? 3대 4. 열고 저녁에 여기 박으면 그건 별론 것 같긴 해요. 올 거면 차라리 이렇게 갔으면 좋겠어 나는. 2개 보고 아예 들어가거나 해야 돼. 아니면 들어가거나.
Korea probably just need to keep a little bit of pace up.
근데 치고 빼는 거는 조금 치고 빼는 거 상대 잘 돌면 더블 가드여가지고
아예 그냥 아니면 아예 그냥 더블로.
먼저 넣어놓는 게 좋을 것 같아요. 탭 때도 상관없어. 샷 되는 게 먼저라서. 바운스 돼도 상관없어. 어차피
한번 만들어놓으면 될 것 같은데.
원투니까.
우리 샷이긴 하거든.
샷이긴 해. 제 베스트 스팟
딱 붙여놓으면은 더 좋아. 박아도 되고. 짧으면 절대 안 돼.
그러니까 여기 붙이라는 거예요 무조건? 아니
샷. 앞에보다는 5보다는 뒤로 가는 게 거기가 베스트긴 하지.
약하지만 하면 같아 기보가.
오고토고는 못 들었는데 일단 첫 번째 거 세트 9. 두 번째 거 1반.
A few different options that they looked at, maybe trying to hit roll off that yellow to the side, kick the other red out, or just beat him to the spot and get top 4 foot now.
That was my first call when I was looking down. It was just, if you just play that one in top 1 foot, it's going to be really tough to score, to steal anyway. You play that the heavier stone to take the yellow out of play, leave the entire button open.
Problem is they have not played a lot of draws. It's just the 4th draw. Yeongseok.
Well, he's come to the back ring. It's not improved the situation any. Last stone of the Switzerland-Italy game. Joe Retorna facing one switch counter, which locked in back of the 1 foot, trying to play an angled slash in just to pick it out and then see what's left. Oh, cuts it too thinly. Does not make contact with the right stone. It's a steal of 1 to Switzerland. 8 ends played, and they move into the lead 5-4.
First lead for Switzerland in that game. That comes after 8. Meanwhile, a great opportunity for Japan right now. Ready to draw in, lie 2. Just come in, they'll
set one shot, and it's locked in there. Might be some room to face it, but it's so tight.
Played the draw, last of 3rd stones now. Park Jongduk.
Really just wanting to create some space so he's got something he can play with his last.
He leaves the center. Now, you can come and tap this. You could potentially lie 3.
Yeah, here comes the steal for 2, I would say. They could lock it on the yellow they just played.
This number is becoming closer and closer. Park Jongduk, 75%, only 3 draws. SHIMIZU, Tetsuro.
Just played the shot. Just same again. If you can lock it right on the top of the yellow, it's going nowhere, and I don't see how Korea would save the situation. Almost have to just shake
or throw the corner at it.
Throw the corner, but then, as you say, look, if you then lose a 3, you can do that. If you get it wrong, pick out your own one. I don't think I would be doing that. I think I would just say, reluctantly, I'll give you a 2. And retain the lead. It's got very interesting very quickly.
Well, Japan can sense it. Just keep this one going, trying to get it right to the button. Even if you tap it just a little bit. Tap, tap, push it. Do they lie 3? They do.
Oh, they do. And yellows can go nowhere.
Now that's the peel the back one. Well, after a 6, we thought we might have been the first game that ends, but it's the United States defeating Germany 10-2. A big win for the Americans. They needed that one. They moved to 5-5, hand Germany their 4th loss. Germany, a tough finish. They have Italy and Switzerland, while the U.S. at 4-5. 5-5, pardon me, now have New Zealand and Czechia. So definitely an easier run home for Team USA.
Yeah, and with that win over Germany, that gives them the little half point as well, the head-to-head victory.
Okay.
So Germany maybe wear the surprise package in the field.
And there's the standings right now. It is Germany, that last playoff spot, now just 1 game up on Team USA. Norway 4 and 5 trailing in theirs. Czechia at 3 and 6.
이게 제일 베스트하다. 이거 안 됐을 때
이거 안 됐을 때 3개가 너무 큰데 그냥. 근데 2개까지 줘도 괜찮긴 하거든 영석아. 영석아 이거 보자. 이거 안 보이네. 이거 많이 보인다. 형 근데 얇아야 돼요.
So peeling the back one to concede a steal of 2 in this 8th end.
많이 와야 돼.
Avoid the jam, get away with it and get it out. And that was very close to a steal of 3. But Korea concedes a second straight steal. This time 2 points, 5 unanswered points. A 1-point game after 8 ends, 9-8 Korea leading.
基本的にはワンダウンだから1点フォースして次の2点か。ただチームの形作りながら、
はい、わかりました。
そういうの流れていきたい。
Start of the 9th end. And yes, a 1-point game. 9-8. 6 points in the first end by Korea, but 5 unanswered. 9-8, a game that looked at one point, a shot or 2 away, possibly being over after 7.
Yeah, and of course, with that big momentum change, Korea will be extremely nervous now. First win of the week was definitely within touching distance.
And for Korea, will need to play quickly. They have 3:15 on their clock. Japan a little better at 4:06, but Japan does have their timeout. Korea, mind is going a little bit more. You're now getting that doubt in your mind, not winning a game yet. Important to play ready curling for Korea, especially early in these ends.
Yeah, it's only going to get, as the ends get more complicated, I guess. Even in a position now where Japan don't mind giving away one potentially 2-point game.
I was just going to ask you, it's crazy to think it's now force is okay for Japan.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Give them the hammer down the last. They still need to obviously then manufacture a 3. But having said that, they've gone steal. So going steal again is not out with the possibility.
Now this is a much better position. Last end they went back button, top 12. There, both lined up in the forefoot.
Yeah, much better now. So Japan again having to just think quickly though. SHIMIZU Tetsuro sitting down, giving ice really quickly. I guess. Had that chat before the end started, so there was no wasted time.
A little tap on the nose, the peels start. He'll trying to clear the front. And he'll jam the one, leaves one out in front. That corner guard not quite in the draw path.
Would have liked it a little bit wider just to make sure in case it comes down to that with his last. Pan this time just wanting to play the bump. Move some stones forward a little.
Yeah, back right. Yes, 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 yes. 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 Yes.
Little tight for line.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Tight little line, but does lie. Third and fourth, but angle's not great really. Everything's going away from the middle there.
Leaky Buck. Try and get rid of that tight one. Actually going to run it into the pocket in the ones in the rings. And that one stays top of the 12-foot. Korea lies 1-2. Japan can guard for a bit and then maybe even guard one more, then maybe make a hit and roll.
Yeah, I think so. The Japan probably quite like that Korea then give them a bit of space, because with those two reds lying top four, they really didn't have much to do.
So time, both just over 3 minutes, around the 3-minute mark, but Japan has a timeout still. It's a very big difference.
Yeah. Yeah, even just to catch your breath if you need to. You might not need a tactical part, but you might just use it to think quickly. So very quick decision making there. Yeongseok.
Gotta be careful not to catch the back one. Don't touch the top one either. So here's that hit and roll. Get in front, maybe get a little mistake. Just 2 hits on the game, a lot of draws. Has been not been to the side. This one will go the other way. Abe Shinya. Yeongseok. Make sure he sticks around in this. You got to still execute the regular.
Every chance that the way these stones are lying, Korea could expect them to score their two, and that should snuff out the game completely.
지훈아, 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 지훈, 얼른.
Try and get that roll over.
괜찮아?
Really working, trying to roll this one over, trying to cross the 8-foot.
Yeah, want to go right back to the middle and beyond. Doesn't really go far enough.
But again, how much does time impact? You see the rush to get down the ice, speeding everything up. And the last couple been mistakes from Park Jongduk. Done a pretty good job with time here in this end, but looking like it could come down to the end. 67% on his hits.
콜! 콜! 팔칼.
Well, does it roll away? Does it sit for shot? It's going to roll too far, and it's going to be a hit to lie 2 in the force for Japan. And maybe even have to play a draw to score the single point.
Yeah,
and he hasn't. He's only thrown 3.
I was about to say, that last graphic said 13 hits, so there's not been many draws left.
Clock prominently in behind. SHIMIZU Tetsuro needs the hit and stick. A chance to force and have a 2-point deficit into the 10th end of this game.
Yep.
There's the hit, and it will sit in time. It does, just in the back of the 12-foot.
So this is the shot, not rush. So they are just going to play the hit.
Where it's at, this is the back part of the rings. There's not a lot of room to work with. But the last stone, 9th end.
Clean. 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 Yep. Oh, clean.
Just looking to score.
Yep.
Keeping that broom down, and there is the score. So it stops the streak of 5 unanswered points. A 10-8 lead for Korea. Heading to the 10th end. Japan, though, gets the hammer back.
H만 가면 돼. 라인 정말 좋아. 라인 정말 좋아. 4선. 라인 정말 좋아. 6점. 6점.
The 10th end begins. Point game coming to the 10th end now.
오케이, 됐어.
A couple hours ago, didn't know if I was going to be saying those words. Luke Coley along with Alan Chalmers. First one into the 4-foot. Japan has life.
Yours, we're having surprises. You look, it's 6-0 and even 8-1 2 ends later. Game looked over. Streak of 5 unanswered points. Tightened up the game. Still definitely Korea in pole position, but
that stone very tight as a guard, so not as good of a location as you would hope.
넷, 5. 넷까지 괜찮아. 웨이트만. 라인 여기 있어. 잠깐만. 오케이. 웨이트만. 좀 짧은데. 영석이랑. 계속 가. 영석 약한 거. 계속 가줘. 붙여도 돼. 괜찮아. 계속 가줘. 아, 좀만 더. 영석 좀만 더. 할. 자. 오케이.
Japan's been trying to stack these guards anyway, so get another one out in front.
yeah, I was going to say they've been kind of playing the double corners all the way through as they've been chasing the game, so they don't mind that one being tight so long as the next one is the opposite.
Nice.
둘반 둘. 골반.
핸들 좋아. 라인 좋아.
골반.
여기 있어.
셋, 셋.
아, 가까우면 안 돼.
가까워요, 셋.
그냥 둘게.
넷까지도 가겠다. 넷,
Are
넷, 넷.
upright, never a great sign.
한번 쳐.
최대한 앞에 둘게.
야, 좀 벌리.
오케이.
Well, they come down
이거 왜 이렇게 빨리?
3 into the rings.
아, 기회.
Double and a bit of a roll.
Yeah, can get in behind one or other of these yellows.
Nakahara, Asei. Just an untimed error there, hitting on the wrong side, rolling out.
Yeah.
Even if you nose it.
Had to make sure a yellow one. You're right. Keep a yellow one in play.
Yep. Okay, good.
That mistake allows Korea to also catch up a bit of time. You know, they hit and roll out. The decision's easy. We're down 2. Each at about 1 minute 44, 100 seconds. I think we're probably going to be okay now.
Well, Japan would just like a chance on their last chance to throw something to tie or even win the game. Yeongseok wants to get rid of this one. Well, get both, and even better.
I think that that second guard going now, life is particularly hard for Japan. It's a little bit of a nest, but it's a difficult one, isn't it? Where do you freeze this?
I think they're going to try one more guard. But you're going to throw one more guard and it comes into the house.
아, 형 일단 옐로우.
형 웨이트로 하면 돼. 필.
Do not want to stick around.
No, that Korea probably breathing the biggest sigh of relief because I think they're down to single takeouts now.
Japan, talk about Korea rushing a bit. It was Japan that have rushed, it seems, a little bit. Make one freeze, need a miss. Looking more to try and tie this game up. 3 unlikely with no guards in play at this point of the end.
Yeah, they're realistic that the 3 is not the one thing they're getting. Securing an extra would be their best plan from here now. Corner freeze on the low side. So they would have only gone towards red. Just doesn't curl. Back to Shimon, just not really having control of draw weight all day.
You should have. You would think you would have had a better feel with the number that he threw. 16 draws on the game. Japan hasn't reached double digits in takeouts in the game. Just 9 hits for a team.
Yep. Yes!
Just can't leave that yellow one around.
Hits it hard enough and spills it.
They do leave a couple in. So something to try and maybe keep a stone around.
Yeah.
As they have called their timeout.
Freeze on the red, just where the brush is being held. Looks optimal, but it's so precise.
Well, what do you think, guys? You got that choice, or you're going around, right? I think you're better off probably with the freeze on the on this side. Yeah, that's my thought. Yeah.
今の感じだったら
Line it up about 2/3 or half a rock, eh?
曲げすぎたくはないけど、
Okay.
内側、こう外側じゃダメだから。じゃあ今何でやったの？
14.3
14.3。
ほぼ同じ回だ。
多分14半。
安倍さんのがなんで？
Well, they used their timeout. They obviously have the coach Bob URSEL come out, but they knew what they were going to be playing. They're going to need a miss. Going to make this one first.
Freeze on the number 1 Korean counter. Nose is okay. Marginally off to the low side would be optimal.
投げ8だ投げだ投げだずっと投げだ
上から投げ。
投げ最後まで
Right, just cross it a hair. Pretty good effort, just that little bounce, but enough. There should be room to punch that through. And in behind, saw the handshakes, the celebration continuing. Czechia picks up the 10-8 win over Norway. So Czechia now even with Norway at 4-6, with 4 wins apiece, 4-6. Each of those teams are likely not going to be in the playoffs, but not mathematically eliminated. Still 4 draws left. This chance to finish the game. Had a chance a couple ends ago. Score big end. Got to make that yellow go. And they won't. It will stick around as it stays in the rings. And Japan will have a chance to tie this game up from 6-0 down, 8-1 down. Put this in the 8-foot, and we'll play an extra.
It's crazy stuff, Rick. I can't believe we're even still here. But it just shows you just chip away. It doesn't need to be a big, scoring a 6. Like I said, if you're going to lose it in the first end. Even then, a team of international experience should have been able to put this away. But guards in play, 5-rock rule.
Should have scored that 7 in the first. Now still have to make this. Force the extra. We will head to 11. And what a game we have. We'll head to the 11th end. 10-10 after 10.
Now we've lost the time too.
And number 11 begins LGT World Men's Curling Championship 2024. It is Korea. They will have the hammer. What a wild one out there, Alan. 6 in the first, and then 2 more in the third. 8-1 after 3 ends. But look at all those 2s.
Yeah, I imagine both teams are now pretty nervous. Korea will probably be the first team in men's history to blow a 6-0 lead. Meanwhile, Japan will be getting nervous because they might just undo all their good work with one bad shot.
And even in the 10th end, it was not looking promising to no threat of a 2 until the very last stone for Korea was thrown and came to rest. Left that one in, but Japan made a pretty good freeze. Korea goes around with the first. Nice thing for Japan is they've had success in the second half, latter part of this game, scoring multiple points or stealing multiples.
Yeah, no, they know that they can do it, and likewise, Korea know that they don't seem to have the nerve to hold it off.
Well, as we've head to an extra, a 5-5 tie, virtually the extra, Switzerland and Italy. Switzerland with the hammer.
Yeah, and you can see that Italy Yellowstones have won pretty firmly in the 1 foot. So Benoit, Schwartz, Van Berkel looking to play a combination, coming in off a winger, chip it out. It's going to be close. Where does it go? Oh, hits it too fat and only rolls. Before it's even been come to rest, it's been kicked away, and it's a steal of 1 by Italy. They take down the whole 5-6 final score. How crucial could that be when it comes to the shape of the playoffs?
Well, Switzerland falls to 6-3. Italy improves to 7-3. Switzerland's finish is tough. They got Scotland, Germany, Canada. Well, Italy will play Germany and Norway. And Scotland, we know, hasn't officially got the cue, but they're one step closer with Norway losing that game earlier to Czechia. They sit at 7-2. Because of possible permutations, an algorithm trying to move those around and a little extra weight. They rushed that 10th end, I think, a little bit on some of their draws. That one right through. But Nakahara, Asei. All the scores along with the standings. Czechia winning 10-8 over Norway. US 10-2 over Germany. 6-5, Italy wins that. So Italy now in 4th place. Switzerland just behind them at 6-3. Germany holds that 6th spot right now, 6-4. While the US right behind at 5-5. Czechia and Norway, 6 losses. Slim chance, but it's still a hope.
Yep, there's still a hope, plus you can catch up.
That also includes Japan. They got to win this one first. That won't help their chances as a double peel is made.
Yeah, Korea got control of the 4 foot early here. It's just about getting over the line. Japan, 3 wins already. They know they can do it. Korea still looking for that elusive victory, and you can maybe now see why.
Well, these are now single peels. Leaky Bok to try and keep it open. It all started with a good pair early. Song Jihoon got his in a great spot in the rings.
That's total control at the moment around those guards. It's going to take 2 good shots by Japan to get themselves into a scoring position. One will be a little push back, I guess, with the one, and then maybe a tap up with the second. Probably also still need 1 Korea miss, I think, to steal this end.
They needed 1 in the 10th to get 2. They got it. Will Korea deliver the favor again to their neighbors? Didn't really matter where that one was going. They're going to peel.
such a strong position in the forefoot there. Japan now, only 3 stones left.
They're going to call their timeout.
They need to make their move, don't they now? Even if it's just a case of freezing on the top one for just now.
Coach Bob URSEL makes his way and going to diagram a couple things. Be a little bit quicker maybe with the language barrier.
So what are your thoughts?
Tap. Tap.
A little tap.
Yeah.
You don't have to even keep, if you can move that over, right? Try to get them separated a little bit. Get this guy behind the button.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But you want to try to make sure that if they're going to double this out.
Yeah. Then.
No. Yeah, don't go there. No. We want to tap
Raise?
that one back.
No.
Yeah.
After the tap,
Yeah.
they double, and then, wow.
Then you can, oh yeah, you could go up, or you could, I'd go up.
Yeah.
And then your
Then
last one
freeze.
freeze. Yeah. Okay, we'll make them.
Yeah. そうね。12秒。
Well, they get that reset of the clock, so they have more time. They don't have to rush like they did. Just go.
当たり方的にこっちじゃ難しいと思う。
Yeah, there's no
さっ
3
き俺こ
stones
こ
to go. We've
12.
got almost 4 minutes on some of the clocks there.
あれぐらいだよねきっとね。
3:33 on the Japanese clocks.
あとここ曲げたら止まっちゃうんですね。
止まる。あんま早く行ったらね。こっちが来たら多分進むと思う。あんま止まんないと。
Just a little bump to try and get the second red behind the T line, might give them something to freeze on.
なんせ2つ動かさなきゃいけないからね。こっちからこうとか。
Well, the mind's got to start playing tricks. Park Jongduk. It's been a difficult week. Got off to a great start in this game. Looking good right now, but knows he's going to have to make a shot to win this game. His team's done a good job in front of him. Gotta tap this one back. Stay in front.
Line right, so there's no real easy route out.
Push it a little bit, maybe a little further than they wanted, but
A bit hot.
아,
Bit hot. I think Korea can lift
야,
things away from the front of the rings here, and that's going to leave no hiding place for Japan. And the red one in the back, that could be the insurance that they need.
컬 준아, 컬.
just gotta be careful you don't jam it to the back one. And they'll remove their own. Just catastrophe there. They're sitting so good. That's Yeongseok.
That's so horrible. Any contact on the yellow, move it off to the side, it didn't matter.
They made the call really quick, and the came flying out of the hack right away. Didn't have to rush quite like they did in that 10th end.
Never done it on that. All of a sudden, it's Japan with control of the rings. Park Jongduk is going to have the forefoot in his back pocket, or better.
So do you throw a guard here? First to skip stones?
Yeah, I think the fact that you've got this one at the top of the floor is pretty good. I like the guard. They peel. You can either come round or tap it yourself. I think if you leave 2 stones, they're not going to be very far apart in the house. Lift the double, then I think the chance is gone. So guard. Peel.
Go to the side of the 4-foot, side of the 8-foot, force them to draw.
Yeah, on the horrible slow side that we don't like talking about.
汗で汗で最後。
いい感じだ。
汗の。
It's only made 3 draws. Trying to remember back to the last one that was thrown.
Okay, nice.
Well, Korea is going to call their timeout now. Do you take a run right now to get rid of that one in the house? In playing that, do you come in right now knowing you got to play a draw on your last, possibly?
Yeah, I think
근데
there's
하나씩
quite a lot of
나쁘지
room
않아.
there.
상대
Obviously, if you put that draw in and it
여기까지면은
goes deep,
그냥 들어가면 되고
먼저 넣죠?
여기까지만 더블이 쉬어가지고.
두 번째 때도 들어갈 생각하고 해야 되니까 먼저.
여기 하나 놔도 괜찮아.
나쁘지 않아 보여.
오케이.
두 개 다 들어갈 생각 해야 되니까 먼저 하나 넣고 상대 이제 실수하면은 그때 하는 게 나을 것 같아.
살짝 보이게?
자, 보이네. 아예 다 숨어도
4초 3인가 그랬던 것 같은데.
지훈이 거 14초 초반.
백투.
백투 공반.
라인은 여기 잡았거든, 지훈이. 두 번째 거 기준으로 하면 돼. 그거 스위치, 풀 스위치, 그거 마지막 스위치로 많이 나거든. 여기.
근데 어차피 다승기 필요 없이 딱 이 정도면
어쩌면 남겨놔야
괜찮아가지고.
여기 저 보여요?
Short and sweet on the message from the coaching bench.
패스 빨라 지금.
Play this, you got to play it on your last.
모르겠어요. 빠르진 않은
아까는
것
그냥 비슷한
같은데.
느낌이에요. 그래서 그 웨이트.
We're setting real good. The miss. Yeongseok getting rid of the two Korean stones in the rings.
여기서 버튼까지 괜찮을 거야.
네. 4초 초반은 좀 딱 맞을
top
거고요.
button.
중반까지도 중반 좋아.
cannot go behind the tee. If you're going to go behind the tee, go a long way behind the tee.
Just 3 draws to 17
라인
hits
쪽
in
여유
this game.
있어.
팀이 좀
Good
줄여.
라인
numbers
괜찮아
on those
기보가.
draws.
여섯 좋아. 라인 그대로 와도 돼.
6티.
스트레이트. 아직 티.
웨이트 못해.
티야.
Whatever
Yep.
you do not
라인
go
와야
one stone behind the tee.
야. 야. 라인 와야 돼 기보가. 막 와도 돼.
A
막 와도 돼.
little bit
막
more.
와도 돼.
They're
막
going to
와도 돼.
chip
막 와도
off
돼.
the top, and we'll roll into the
이게 낫다
4-foot.
오히려. 조금 세서.
So a little
이게 낫다
hit,
그래도.
nose. Maybe
넘어가서
force
뒤로
him to
가.
draw.
뒤로
Yeah, I
갔을 것
think
같아.
so. If you can nose this,
자.
interesting to see whether if you nosed it, could Korea nose it again and still lie? I don't think so. So it would have to be the draw.
지훈이
예니.
기락시다 거야.
What an opportunity for Japan.
ちょっと打ち入れば。
ほんのちょっと
6
だけ乗る
losses
って感じじゃ
still
ない。インサイド消すだけで良さそう。
available possibility of a playoff spot, and that's Japan clinging on to that. Gave up 6 in the first.
じゃあノーズでいいと思う。
Fought their all the way back to get to this extra end. Can nose hit and lie 2. And then the forfeit will be needed for Korea to win this game.
ちょっと緩めろ。
All the way. Get it right on the nose, maybe a little inside. And will touch the forefoot. The only thing he rolled, now you get both turns.
Yeah, they would have liked to keep that even rolling the other way.
괜찮을 것 같은데.
Might have been better.
터치포.
Closed off one hand. Nose was the optimal position. However, they do lie 2. They do lie game. From 6-0 down, they now lie game.
What a perseverance from Japan to hang in there in this game. In the second end, they did have a double for 3 also.
설이 좀 많아 보이긴 한다.
But they have the winning points in play. And Park Jongduk has to draw the forefoot for their first win here at the World Championship.
웨이트만 라인 좋아. 나이스 굿.
첫 패스다 기보가.
나이스 굿 기보.
A hair wider than his previous one.
라인 쪽 여유 있어. 라인 좋아. 라인 좋아. 기보가.
Whippers staying close, got to get this to the
Line draw,
forefoot. Can they drag it all the way in? And despite having to play an extra, Korea wins their first here in Schaffhausen. Hang in there, and it is Korea with win number 1 as they defeat Japan 11-10.
아 미안하다 기보. 아.
What a wild game of curling,
sorry.
but relief for Korea. Win number 1 on the board against Japan.
내가 미안하다. 내가 미리 끝냈어야 돼.
아 씨발 정신 좀 차려.
힘들다 역시. 와, 한 번 이기기 힘들다 야 씨. 잘했어.